What's going on, y'all? All right. That's So everybody in the chat, let's get started. All right. So boy Young Jr. in here, man. So you guys should have been heard of those who follow the sports world. We have Doug Pederson, who's fired from the Philadelphia Eagles, man. He had some success, a couple years ago. He won a Super Bowl with them, with Nick Foles in the replacement for Carson Wentz. He got injured. The year after that, man, they was in a total decline. And what's sad about this team, they need to address the futures don't look too bright for them. They need to address the offensive line, first of all. It's been pretty bad. And it was like a miracle for them to actually win that Super Bowl, which was one of the first ones for them. And Nick Foles is stepping up, and they had constructed a wonderful game plan. But now it seems like, they just having a hard time competing in the NFC East, which is really not a tough division at all. And then we can go back into the questionable call and the play calling that he did with Jalen Hurts. I mean, whole reason is I'm trying to figure out the future for the Eagles, because now you got rid of, you still have Carson Wentz paying $100 million and stuff. You don't know too much about the salary cap, but then you drafted Jalen Hurts. So when you draft, it's nothing wrong with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a great QB, played out of college. I like him a lot, but it's like, I was so surprised during that draft last year. I'm like, why would you draft another QB? Like, I understand Carson Wentz might not be as good as he used to be before he got injured. He tore his ACL, but I mean, give him another shot. I feel like, with this guy here, he only been there for a few years, and he led you guys to the playoffs and had an opportunity for you to win the Super Bowl. Like, you kind of just like put him in the background. So, it was kind of, Jeffrey Lurie was looking like, okay, I don't know if they told him like, hey, go ahead and tank, and he didn't tank correctly, not playing, only play Jalen Hurts for like a few quarters or whatever, man, and put it Nick Suffield. And Suffield, you know how he plays. He's been in the team for 4 years and haven't really produced so much, I mean, he wasn't even that good like practice, like in preseason, stuff like that. I mean, that's something like a preseason game you would do, but putting him in, that was very questionable, man. And I can see how Joe Judge, the New York Giants coach, was really upset. But you got two quarterbacks now in the situation competing for a spot, right? Jalen Hurts, he's trying to, at least give him some confidence going on. He could have won that game, confidence going in to for the next season, and he's competing for a job. Like, look, man, I'm gonna be the starting quarterback now for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what it leads to Carson Wentz. I feel like, it's just a slap in the face to Carson Wentz. Like, are y'all gonna trade him? Y'all still got to pay him though. That's the thing. Are y'all gonna trade him? Are y'all gonna? It don't make no sense to trade Jalen Hurts. Y'all just drafting him. So y'all gonna trade Carson Wentz and just have Jalen Hurts move forward, or y'all still gonna have a competition and throughout the preseason, and who whoever perform in the regular season, are they going to do that starting QB? And they got to settle that first. So I can see the firing of Doug Pederson in that sense, because the future, it don't look too bright right now. Yeah, it's good that in the past you won a Super Bowl. A lot of coaches couldn't even do that in the first 2 years of coaching. But I mean, now it's just like, dang, like, are we ever going to get there? The whole purpose of the season is to win as many Super Bowls as possible. Is win, win, win. Develop a culture of winning. But I mean, with this, I don't say Doug Peterson disrespected the game, because he was a backup quarterback. You did some research on him. He was the backup quarterback for Brett Favre back then. So I can't really get upset about that, man. So I mean, I kind of see how he has a need for like backups and stuff like that, and getting everyone a shot. But with this, it just raises questions like, what is your motive here, or what are you trying to do? And it's something that we don't know, because you can see like some of the players was still upset and angry. They had to refrain from them, actually like approaching them like, okay, bro, like, you're gonna sit down Jalen Hurts, but now you're just gonna sit him down. Like, come on, man. And I mean, this dude wasn't even playing that bad anyway. I mean, yeah, he completed like 25% of his passes, but he rushing for touchdowns. You brought him in. I mean, one time he scored he threw like 2 or 3 touchdowns. Like, he was good. Family was watching him, and I just felt like, they would have kept him in the game. Yeah, the Giants would have played the Bucks, and it doesn't really matter. Like, even if y'all would have beat them or lost, like, y'all not going to the playoffs. So I mean, it's just, I can see how Giants fans are really angry about that, man. I think that was like the epitome of him. Like, okay, yeah, you gotta go. You put too much heat on the organization right now. It's not looking out for us. So we gotta move on. It's good that he did everything he could, but for in that particular moment, but right now you gotta move on. And so I have to say that I agree with the hire. Well, it's kind of a little shocked a little bit. I thought they was gonna at least give him another year, and maybe he can address the leadership position on the offense. But I mean, it's probably time to go. So we got to see who's going to be the coordinator. I mean, the coach for the Eagles, man. It's still a lot of vacancy out there. Could be Jason. I don't think they're gonna get Jason Garrett, but I mean, it can be anyone, man. I would love to have Eric Bieniemy on my team. You know what I'm saying? You need an offensive minded coach again. Get that defense. It need to be a little bit good. I say focus on the draft now, some wide receivers. Yeah, the Eagles really need that offensive line help, because they, losing some guys right now. Another tight end, and another big tight end too. So I think it's a receivers, tight end. I mean, that would be like very competitive. They already got a QB. I still believe in Carson Wentz. Yes, he's been throwing interceptions sometimes, but I just didn't think that it was smart, or I don't know, that the GM or Doug Peterson called to go ahead and scout for a QB. And they're looking like, Carson Wentz, he wants to get out. He want to talk to his agent. He want to get out. He want to, like, hey man, trade me. Like, I'm not going to just sit down here and just, and just be on the sideline. I should think that they should have played smart. Like, hey, we ain't going to draft Jalen Hurts. We're going to go ahead and just draft another big-time wide receiver, get some talent around him, and see how this works, and just keep Carson Wentz out there. Like, I mean, that's what he should have done, man. I mean, it's just that whole quarterback situation was bad, man. I mean, he could have benched Jalen Hurts. He could have put Carson Wentz in there. I think Carson Wentz probably would have done something and won the game. But, you don't tank for that, man. I mean, for a draft pick, stuff like that, I was like, oh, Lord, man, this it's one of those things, man. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and see what the sportscasts have to say about this. That's just kind of how my thoughts on it. Let's see. All right.
Big time pressure's on. Initially, I think, okay, there was the power struggle. We've been saying for weeks, are the Eagles going to choose Doug Peterson or Carson Wentz? There's a little bit of me that feels like Carson Wentz won out here. Or whatever
a little bit?
Right. So now the pressure goes.
I think he still should have been starting.
They're obviously making the decision with a little bit him in mind. And the next decision is going to be with him in mind as well. What head coach loves Carson Wentz? What head coach believes that Carson Wentz could be a superstar in the NFL? What head coach has got the ambitious vision that Shefty just said to fix Carson Wentz, get him back on track? Because once that hire is made, it's going to be all eyes on number 11 going, okay, now the coaching decision is there. you got to go play big-time football. And so there is a ton of pressure on Carson Wentz again.
And when you think about that, Mina, it's because of the money that's owed to Carson Wentz, right? They're trying to bring somebody in who could potentially make that work long term. Do you think, though, that Doug Pederson loses his job if he doesn't bench Jalen Hurts in that game that everyone continues to talk about? That's the $1 million question, or the $100 million question. I can't remember how much Carson Wentz's contract is worth, because it certainly felt like not a solely Pederson-made decision. I'm trying to put this gently. And that's important, right? Because as we spin this forward, we're not only asking what sort of coach can do all the things that Dan listed, we're also asking what sort of coach wants this job, because it's not a great one. You got a capped out roster with a ton of aging veterans. You have a big question mark at the quarterback position, and you have exactly what Dan described, which is a power struggle that occurred, and not just involving the quarterback and the coach, but also the front office. I know you hate Game of Thrones references because you don't watch the show.
He doesn't get them.
But Doug Pederson just got Ned Stark.
He did.
Okay, and whatever coach is looking at this job knows what just happened, and you are walking into a...
Yeah, it's tough. That's what I'm saying. That big QB situation is tough. It's going to be one hell of a coach to undo this. But like I said, to start off, you got to have them compete. And whoever you feel like does well, like, hey, man, I'm going to put Carson Wentz in, I'm going to put Jalen Hurts in for the first half of the season. And then second half, maybe I might need to rotate. I mean, that's the best thing I can really think of. So they went 4-11-1. Dang, man. Yeah, worse since 2012. Gosh, man. The Eagles had their worst season since 2012. Their last with Andy Reid as head coach. Yeah. Eagles fight. Yup. Pederson was expected to remain as coach despite the 4-11-1 finish this season, but multiple meetings with team owner Jeffrey Lurie over the past week left his boss unconvinced that Pederson had a sound vision for how to address the myriad issues facing the team, sources said. From navigating the Carson Wentz situation and fixing on offense, they finished 26th in scoring, 20.9 points per game, and 28th in passing. Damn, 207.9 yards per game in 2020. So Lurie explained the decision to move on from Pederson during a video news conference on Monday. My first allegiance is with all the best for Philadelphia Eagles and our fans for the next 3, 4, 5 years. It's not based on does someone deserve to hold their job or deserve to get fired. That's a different bar. It's not about did Doug deserve to be let go. No, he did not deserve to be let go. That's not where I'm coming from. It's not the bar and evaluation process. Lurie said the decision to move on from Pederson was not specific to Wentz or one position group, focusing instead on the regression of the offense overall in the season during which the NFL set a record of points scored. So Lurie did not commit to Wentz returning next season, but suggested the new coaching staff will work with the QB to get him back on track. I don't think any owner should decide that. Carson, to me, and to I think virtually everyone in our organization is a quarterback that his first 4 years was in many ways elite, comparable to some of the great quarterbacks the first 4 years in the league. The fifth year, obviously not satisfactory for whatever reasons. There are probably multiple reasons for that. Yeah, I mean, y'all just need like I said, man, you know, you got Zach Ertz, so y'all just need more receivers, man. For real. That's why I think it does to the Eagles. It's freaking crazy, man. They said wishing my man Dougie P nothing but the best in the next phase of his life. Great coach who had never blinked during our toughest moments over the past 5 seasons. Most importantly, made history in Philly. Right, first head coach to win it. Super Bowl 52 champs. Yep. So that's what I'm saying, man. He's not bad overall. I was like, dang, you know, they just got to adjust the QB position, but it is what it is, though. He made history. Yeah, so moving on to next, I want to talk about the situation here with the Los Angeles Chargers. So we got rid of defensive coordinator Gus Bradley. Now, Gus Bradley, yeah, he was the defensive coordinator. He was all right. You know, he made some cool adjustments, but at the same time, man, I mean, sometimes the defense was giving a lot of big plays, questionable calls. We had a hard time stopping teams in the end zone, like that Broncos game this year. It's just been a lot of unsatisfactory positions. So I had a feeling that he was going to go. I'm glad he's gone. So he's going to be a defense coordinator now for the Las Vegas Raiders. So we just looking for we vacant for the defensive coordinator position and the head coaching position. I'm excited for that. So we got to see who the Chargers try to get now. Yeah. Gus Bradley out of here. That's that's interesting though. They go to a divisional rival team. Maybe because it's easy for them to transition, and then too, like you play against them every year, twice a year, so it might be kind of familiar. Indianapolis Colts, St. Anthony. Oh no, that's not okay. Yeah, Gus Bradley tabbed by Las Vegas Raiders to be team's defensive coordinator. Bradley, former head coach of Jacksonville Jaguars for 4 seasons. Yeah, was most recently defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Chargers for the past 4 seasons. So 2013, 2016, head coach for Jacksonville. Team announced to hire 20 years and follow a former Chargers offensive coordinator Ken Wisenhunt, but quickly deleted the tweet to correct this mistake. He replaced defensive coordinator Paul Ginter, who was fired by Coach John Gruden late in 2020 season. Defensive line coach Ryan Marinelli took over as intern defensive coordinator to finish the season. It's gonna be interesting though, but this is something that we needed, man. We as a team, we need to address our offensive line issues. We already got a good franchise QB. It seems like Justin Herbert is very promising. I'm really excited once I get some news for our new head coach. I'm gonna be very excited, man, and to actually go ahead and talk about that, man, because that's important. We got. I remember we went through the North Turner, Mike McCoy, Anthony Lynn. Now we here, man. So. Is it going to be Jason Garrett? I don't know. The reason why I was kind of, skeptical about Jason Garrett is because how the time and, he was unable to really generate a lot of success with the Dallas Cowboys. And you had like Dak Prescott, like having won not one playoff game. I think he probably didn't win a playoff game, but he haven't won like a Super Bowl, haven't went to a multiple division conferences, NFC conference championships. I'm seeing how Cowboys fans were complaining about his leadership. It's like this is very mediocre. Like we don't need that. We need something elite. We need something like 12-4, 13-3. Like we need to be in playoff contention, man. So transitioning from the NFC East to the AFC West is different, man. It's a huge shift. So is Jason Garrett really ready for this position? Is he really ready for that role? That's what's all Chargers fans. That's what we got to like kind of ask ourselves, But I'm not gonna draw this too long. That's all I really want to say. I appreciate everyone coming in. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know if anything, man. But thank you for checking this out. That's how I feel about the Doug Pederson situation and Gus Bradley going being the defensive coordinator for Las Vegas Raiders. I'm out.